Fantastic Four First Steps trailer is here. I'm sure you've all seen it by now, but let's watch it again to refresh our memory. We'll look at some stills and we'll discuss this film and how it fits into the MCU. Here we go.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7 on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Okay, is this guy good or what?
I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious, I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
T-5. Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible. Ben wasn't a rock. The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah. Best looking, he means.
And Johnny never caught fire.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Hi.
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us, we'll face it together. As a family.
Well, it's presented in Fantastivision. I don't know what that means. Let me hear your thoughts. What do you think, folks? What do we think?
There's things about it I really like. You know what's funny? I think I like everything about it except for Pedro Pascal. Now that I think about it,
that's what I say.
Like, I think I like everything except Pedro. Like, everything looks pretty good, to be honest with you. But I don't see Pedro Pascal being Reed Richards, man. It's funny because it takes place like in this alternate 60s, and it's almost like if Ricky Ricardo was playing Reed Richards. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Like the mustache.
Actually, he had more charisma.
Desi Arnaz probably would have been a better Reed Richards than Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
So I don't buy him as Reed. I'm not saying he's not a good actor. I don't like Pedro as much as anyone else. I think he's overrated. I think he's overused for sure, but he's not a bad actor. My problem is that he's not Reed Richards.
Okay.
It doesn't help when your opening line is someone who sounds doubtful, unsure of himself, nervous, timid. Like, those are not traits that you'd associate with a Reed Richards character.
His wife will inspire him. Don't worry. She'll make sure to be the lead of that team.
But I don't think she's going to be
Thing's
a girl
voice.
boss.
Dante, you don't have a problem with the Thing's voice who sounds like they forgot it should speak rough this clobbering time. Instead, he sounds like just a dude. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. What are we doing? The actor was in The Bear.
I hate the choice. I agree with you though, Pat. I think I'm used to the rough, growling, Ben Grimm, right? Like that's who we all know and love.
We may still see that.
They're trying to do something different. And it's not too different where it takes away from it, but I'm going to have to get used to the voice. I agree with that part.
The voice is not Michael Chiklis bad, because that was obsessively over rough.
I like the way he looks.
Michael Chiklis in a hot fucking second. We were way too hard on that movie. I'd take it in a hot second over what we just got.
I liked the Ben Grimm voice that was used in the Roger Corman Fantastic Four, and I also like how it was used in the cartoons. It just felt more, naturalistic as opposed to it. Whatever Michael Chiklis was doing, he sounded like he had throat cancer. So this one here, they went.
I will
softer.
say that
I'm like, okay.
I'm actually really surprised. I have the same criticism. Yeah, I think Pedro is the weakest part, but I do like 3 out of 4. I liked Vanessa Kirby especially.
And
Vanessa Kirby is perfect as Sue Storm.
They finally got someone to play Johnny Storm that would dye his hair blonde like his sister.
Yeah, I like him too, especially. I loved him in Stranger Things, so I'm excited to see him in this.
Yeah, these are some teaser posters with the 4.
That's a clever one.
Although it's one here, I don't know what could that be.
I think there's still much that they're holding back, though. We didn't get to see Reed Richards use his powers. They showcased everyone else's powers, so we may still see like, the Thing be like maybe fighting. Maybe his voice will change. I don't know, or Reed Richards maybe.
Reed and Vanessa, they look too old for this role. I'm sorry. I see some people in the chat saying it. She's fine. She's pretty. I wish she was like they're 10 years too old. And someone, I think it was Price or Reason, posted the picture. You might as well just got Ian Grofeld. He looks the same as Pedro, and he's a better actor and a better Fantastic.
Oh yeah,
but my thing with Vanessa Kirby, man, is like at least they finally got a Sue Storm that looks like a grown ass woman, man.
Correct, true.
I don't want to see a Sue Storm that's 20 years old.
Yeah. Well, but also, I mean, look, I always saw the Reed Sue as a May-December relationship. He's a little older, which I have no problem with. I mean, here are the different teams. Let's look at them. Famously, I was on the set and I'm in the documentary called Doomed about the Roger Corman Fantastic Four. They've got the white gloves and white accents, so kind of close to the current costumes. Here is, of course, the one with Ewan and Chris Evans.
This team at least had charisma together. I believe they were a team and liked and knew each other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like Chris Evans really nailed the Johnny Storm aspect of the character. The arrogant, foolhardy guy just wants to do good, but is kind of an idiot. And then the chemistry he had with Michael Chiklis in their fights were pretty inspiring.
Did anyone see this one, which was...
Yeah, it was terrible.
It was awful.
So they can only go up from here, right? Is that...
Right.
Yeah.
And then here's the current team with the Beatles, like Ed Sullivan Show.
I love this aesthetic. I love the vintage retro vibe.
I completely agree.
I love the retro stuff. It reminds me of Mad Men. Because I don't know if you watched all 7 seasons of Mad Men. I love that show. Everything from the clothing to the music to everything about it, the attitudes. I mean, there's smoking in the first episode. People are sexist and racist. There's
all the fun stuff.
It was great. It was great. And there's even
Disney Imagineering of what you thought the future was going to look like.
I remember in the first season, one of the first few episodes, one of the kids like kind of acts up and he gets slapped in the face. Calm down. Did you see in the beginning when she welcomes them in, like as they're going by, the cake sort of rises up automatically as they walk by. And it's like, it's what in the like 50s and 60s they thought 2000s would look like. Now look at this.
We don't have that.
We could have had this. This is Disney's Fantastic Four. Could have been
more black people.
Right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Sue Storm would need to be black.
Yeah. But still with blonde hair.
I mean, this may be a hot take, though, but I actually think this is a better trailer than the Superman, James Gunn's.
I agree with that.
I agree. It conveys the emotional tone a lot better.
Yeah, I know what the story... Well, I get a sense of what the story is. I get an indication of the characters and their personalities. So just a little bit of a tease there. So I feel like I know them and what they're going to... And the theme, which is family and... defeating whatever the tease at the end with Galactus together. So I really get a sense of, and I didn't get any of that with that first trailer for Superman, which is what I was wanting to get. I want to know what the story is, but it really just felt like a sizzle reel.
Elaine, your mic, something's wrong with the mic.
She's coming in from Arrakis, but I think she's not wrong because one thing that the Fantastic Four thing had that the Superman trailer didn't was dialogue. All we got was Crypto Take Me Home. This one we had so much more where they were able to beef up what is the tone and perspective of the film. We have to cross our fingers that we're going to get some dialogue during that Super Bowl trailer coming up. So
and it didn't zoom in on the Fantastic Four where we all beaten up and on the ground and stuff. It's,
right.
Am I better?
You're better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, the one thing I really liked about it, going back to the aesthetic, is it felt very Kirby to me. It felt very Jack Kirby, and I really like that, man. I feel like tonally, this might be the closest we get to like just a real Fantastic Four movie, because I don't know. I feel like they're better placed in that era versus 2025.
This is all you're going to get because it's going to jump into the modern.
What I wanted from the Superman trailer and what I was looking forward to is that hopeful, optimistic tone. And honestly, I get more of that in this trailer. It really feels lighthearted and optimistic, hopeful, and I like the core theme of family, and I think it was cute. And I don't know. I just think overall it accomplished what I hoped the Superman trailer would accomplish, but hopefully that will improve. That just didn't move the needle for me with that trailer. This did a much better job of piquing my interest and actually building excitement, which I didn't have before.
And it
now, I did
it
notice
had
like
heart.
one person was really missing from this film or from the trailer, which I guess, it's just a teaser, but
Ray Richards?
they purposely kept out the Silver Surfer.
Silver Surfer, yeah, no, Julia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and Reed Richards' powers. There's some things we were missing too.
But I don't mind that. It is a teaser. I gotta say, I felt something. And I think with the Superman trailer, other than a couple shots, I didn't really feel as much in that trailer as this. This looks also very wholesome because it's a period piece. You've got kids and that lame sound effect that is lifted right out of episode 1. Of the kids,
like Jetsons almost.
Like the kids laughing that they repeated it like 3 or 4 times in a row. But I'm more excited about this. But the weakest link is Pedro. Reed doesn't have a mustache. You will see Reed unshaven, right? He gets unshaven because he's so dedicated to work. But you don't see him. Never saw Reed Richards. Never had a mustache.
I don't care if he has a beard and dreads. Pedro just has beta, low, not charismatic energy. Mr. Fantastic's supposed to be fantastic.
Exactly.
It should have been John Krasinski. They did him so dirty.
No, not big ears Krasinski. Get Anson Mount, more handsome.
Oh, Anson Mount.
Yeah,
okay, I can see that.
Yeah, he would have been
gay
actually
for
really
Pedro
good.
elsewhere. John Krasinski all day long, sister. Ugh.
I could see Anson Mount for sure, but he
or the other
does
actor who plays Shazam. I can't remember his name right now.
Zach Livy.
Zach?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Levi.
Right.
Levi.
That's the weakest part of this for me too, but I do like the rest of the casting. It's just, but
I
he's
feel
the
like-
main dude.
I feel like they compromised when they cast Pedro. They compromised. So
Well, because Pedro's their go-to guy. He's the company man, right? Like they'll always put him in parts of Disney. So I mean,
he's also what they call let's call it like it is. He's white adjacent, but he is like he satisfies the DEI requirement.
You're gonna say casting couch, but okay, sure, we'll go with that one. Yeah.
No, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
He's
I know
like
what you mean.
white passing, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But considered
He's non-offensive,
DEI?
but he counts as ethnic. Yeah.
yeah, but he could at least shaved the mustache, right?
Look, I like Pedro Pascal, but not in everything. In every franchise. I mean, he'll be doing a Jurassic Rebirth next. We might watch that trailer. Next time.
Well, I feel like Pedro Pascal is like, trying to make fetch happen, right? It's like they keep pushing him and pushing him.
He
on
is
stuff.
fetch.
It's like,
Stop.
okay, we get it. You guys like him, but most of us don't.
Stop with Pedro and stop with Zendaya, please.
Yeah.
Please.
But overall, in spite of the flaws, this teaser is a better teaser than Superman. And by the way, I'm seeing both movies. This is not dissuading me. I'm saying, what am I more excited about? The Fantastic Four. It also, what I do like about it, I almost think, does every Marvel movie have to be connected to every Marvel movie? Does every Marvel TV show have to be connected to everything else Marvel in terms of media? It's like, this could be standalone, not make reference to anything. Maybe a tease at the end with Dr. Doom, but leave it alone.
Does Superman make more?
Chris, the problem with that though is you can't have the Fantastic Four separated if they're going to make Dr. Doom present in the Marvel universe, right? Like if he's going to be the orchestrator of Doomsday and Secret Wars, then the Fantastic Four are synonymous. Like they have to be there with Dr. Doom. So,
and we did see a quick shot of Red Ghost, which is the Rogues Gallery of Fantastic Four villains is amazing. Red Ghost, who has like these, he goes up to try to repeat the thing that the Fantastic Four did with the cosmic rays. He gets these powers and he brings up a bunch of monkeys who get powers, super powered super apes.
Communist apes too. That's the other part.
What's
They're
that?
Communist apes.
Yeah. So it's
As you do.
I love that. I hope we see Mole Man and Dr. Doom, obviously Galactus, and what I'm told, from Galactus, and the actor who plays Galactus, I think is
Ralph Ineson.
Oh, that
Yeah, it's great.
voice. We saw him in Nosferatu. I think he's great. I've heard it looks like his as Galactus looks like a cross between like Kirby and H.R. Giger. I cannot wait. We got a yes. So we got a little taste, a little tease in the trailer, and I, for one, am really excited.
Chris, if you were a betting man right now, based on what you know of both properties, Fantastic Four and Superman, which one makes more money?
Oh wow. I think probably Fantastic Four at this point.
Really? Because I think Superman.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
just because Superman.
It's DC versus Marvel. Now there is a good Superman does have a full 2 weeks of the box office to itself. They're opening July 11th. This is what, 24th, 25th. Right around Comic-Con in San Diego. So and they'll probably do some big event with Fantastic Four in San Diego.
Jurassic Rebirth will get the most.
Oh no.
It'll be both.
Wouldn't that be funny? Wouldn't that be hilarious if that was actually the better movie of all of them?
Yeah,
no, the marketing
for
Superman. The marketing, as far as visual, you have to get us a sense of what the story is. You have a lot of like chaos going on. It feels like sizzle reel footage for the Superman trailer. You have to let people know what can they expect. Just give me a little taste of what the actual story is and what the characters' personalities are. And I feel maybe they're just saving it for the Super Bowl. I don't know, but hopefully they can ramp it up for that. I'm looking forward to both, actually. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to both. But Fantastic Four was my gateway comic. It was my gateway comic as a kid. It was that. Then I discovered Batman, and then,
that's a switch.
First of all, I agree with CD Stein 69. Fantastic Four does not have name recognition. You're right, but it's new. The public likes things that are new, and DC has had so many. Look at the DC failures of the last couple of years, from Flash to Shazam 2 to Black Adam, bomb after bomb after bomb. DC has a worse reputation than Marvel. And even though Marvel is tainted, and this will be preceded by next week. Dante, you and I are seeing Captain America on Tuesday. We'll do a Tuesday late night reaction stream next week.
Good.
I think you're gonna Marvel has this is their comeback year.
And I gotta tell you, I'm not looking forward to that movie, man. I'm going to see it with you, obviously, but
yeah.
Nothing about Captain America.
But he's black, Dante. Don't you understand how important this is for black people to see him represented as Captain America?
Especially during Black History Month, right?
Yep.
Right.
It's real important.
Right.
But yeah, no, nothing about this movie. I don't know, encourages me to go watch it other than just, hanging out with people. This is going to be a failure. But at least I already know that going in.
Well, Fantastic Four has a lot of potential, but we have to remember that Matt Shakman is mostly a TV director, and Marvel has not been doing great with TV directors getting feature films recently. And James Gunn has kind of really tested his limits as a feature film director and doesn't really have much really going against him, other than what Chris mentioned earlier, is that the last few DC films under the previous regime have not performed well. So this could be a tight race, and I'm excited for it. But I mean, one thing I do appreciate about the Fantastic Four trailer is that they really do give you that retro 60s potential of a better world vibe going. But I think it all comes down to, well, who's really going to be the lead in this cast? Is Pedro Pascal going to be the one carrying this film on his shoulders? If so, I think a lot of people are going to be turned off by that. And if it's a bait and switch where you have Sue Storm, who, don't get me wrong, she's the Invisible Woman, but she also has like force field powers, which makes her the most powerful member on that team, because she could just like crush you in a force field if she so wanted. But if they do that, and if they do it under their Marvel, brand, that could also taint the audience as well. So I'm hoping that we don't have either of those outcomes for this film.
Galactus,
well, I think the one thing that's going to help
bucket.
Superman is they need to just stop with the marketing. They need to stop posting clips. They need to stop showing us things. I think every time they show us something from Superman, it's almost a deterrent to go watch it. It's not helping them. Who knows? I mean, the movie is probably going to be really good, but it seems like everything that they keep showing us gets worse and worse and worse.
Well, let's go to your comments here because we have a lot of them. And then I have some big breaking Marvel news. Let's go, Badger.
Pilgrim Media for 2. We did that one. Watch Kung Pao. Okay, Bumbledore for 10. The Fantastic Four is off to a rocky start. I hope we don't get torched. How dare you? This may be getting into the reads, but the box office could be in for stormy weather. Best I could do.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, Dumbledore. That was
well done.
That was very clever. I like that.
Magnum Norse for 10. Why are we expecting Disney movies to be good? Please explain. Shout out to Badger. Hi, Magnum.
Because I think Disney is lost as a company. I mean, Disney itself. I think Lucasfilm is lost, and the Star Wars brand is forever tainted, and I don't think can be fixed. But Marvel is going through a transition. I mean, just a year ago in January, there was a purge of what were the activist elements within Marvel. And they're trying to make a course correction. The word is that Kevin Feige said, we did our bit for King and Country. And now we're going to just make things that appeal to the fans, I think. But the problem is it takes 3 years to make that correction. So this is a transition year still of stuff like Ironheart and other things they'll have to put out. And we'll see. I think you've got some things that have potential. Daredevil, Fantastic Four. You've got some things that we know are going to be pretty bad. Captain America, Ironheart.
But also, we have to judge things like on a case-by-case basis, man.
Agreed.
We can't just lump everything together. We have to judge every movie, every TV show on its own merit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like these studios deserve our benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, we also have to give them an opportunity to repent, right? We have to give them an opportunity, because the thing is, we want good movies, right? And we want to support good movies. And if they do something good, we want to support that so that they know to keep doing that, right?
Right.
We can't just cut them all off and say, oh, they're lost, right? With that said, Lucasfilm is lost, but normally. Normally,
yeah.
You
have to keep your eye out for when they break the pattern of crap, right? Because if you can't find that pattern broken and you can't see them trying to at least fix themselves, then no one's ever going to hear about it. And that's the very truth of the matter, is that there's probably going to be, maybe if we're lucky, 2 or 3 good Marvel movies over the next 4 years that most people will not see because they've already been burned enough from the previous Marvel films that they're not interested. They'll then discover them much later and be like, oh, I missed this in theaters. And then maybe hopefully, if all things go well, Marvel does get back on track. Hopefully they'll be able to, bring back that audience, but it's a big ask and it's not going to be easy. Hollywood is very slow moving with that. I mean, the only studio that's really ahead of the game, and not by much, is really Warner Brothers, and they're only ahead by 1 year compared to the rest of the studios. So we still got time to see some other schlocky, cringy stuff coming out for now.